Welcome everyone to a new episode of the Afternoon Tea Show. As you can see, today's episode is very exciting with our beautiful guest, the macaw bird. Welcome everyone.
Good afternoon, dear viewers, and good afternoon, Hiba. Hope you enjoy our episode. Good afternoon, Kumar.
Good afternoon, Sarah. Good afternoon, Hiba. And good afternoon, Lucky. We are very lucky to have you at the studio, and we're about to meet the team behind Lucky and the macaw bird. Stay tuned.
Welcome you back, dear viewers. As you just saw in the beginning of today's episode, we had a beautiful guest with us, the macaw bird. With us, we'd like to welcome the team themselves to talk more about the team and, of course, about their journey. Starting with Mohammed Akbar and Abdulaziz Al Khamis, we're really happy to have you here.
Thank you.
Thank you. And also, we are happy to tell about ourselves.
Yes,
definitely. So, introduce us to your bird. So, Mohammed, what's your bird's name?
My bird name is Lucky. He's a hybrid bird macaw, first generation, between blue and gold macaw and military macaw. So he's not a pure. He's from a different type of macaws. Yes.
Wow, that's really interesting. So, of course, talking also about the Kuwait free flight, it's very important to, of course, talk more about birds, and especially that you are a bird's owner. And, of course, talking about how important it is to let the birds feel that they are in their environment and not feeling, let's say, captured in their own cage.
And especially if you could tell us more about the team. I never knew there is a team, to be honest. So this is really interesting, having a team. So if you could tell us and introduce the team more.
The team established in 2021. Actually, we used to practice the free flight before establishing the team.
Yes.
But the idea came when we met our members.
Okay.
We met and we say, let's have it officially established, and then to help even people who wants to join this hobby, and if they want the birds, and also if they want to practice the free flight. So this is why we had the idea to establish, and we successfully established the team in 2021.
Oh, that's nice. What do you do exactly? Like, how do you roll the team? It's interesting to know, like, what happens usually with the team. It's just like the bird they fly, or what exactly?
Actually, we have meetings every month to set the goals and also to achieve the whatever we want to do. We have some workshops with people who wants to.
Yes, and we can see, as we can see from the footage itself, that you actually expose them to the public and everyone could actually see. So, Abdulaziz, would like to tell us about your experience, especially talking about your bird. Is it the same macaw, or is it actually different?
Actually, it's a different birds, different types of macaws, because there is some pure macaws and there is hybrid macaws. Like my bird, he's pure macaw, blue-throated.
Yes.
And like the bird we are seeing here, it's a hybrid, a marigold macaw, between two types of macaws.
Yes. Even the size were different. Like, to be honest, I thought this is the original one and that one is the hybrid, but it's really amazing to know more about the information. Yes.
What you guys missed earlier is we got to see two different macaws. One that you see with us right now, which is Lucky, and he was technically the bigger sized macaw, but we had a naughtier, older yet smaller macaw that we had too. What was his name?
His name is Messi.
Messi. That's the Messi we're talking about. So what is the bond that you guys have? So as a free flight team, you guys actually just let them loose without any ropes or leashes or anything tied to them when they're flying. So what gives that confidence that you have between yourself and that bird that allows it to fly away from you and you just know that it's going to fly back to you?
Actually, we do the special training for them from like a scientific point. That's the idea of free flying the birds, macaw. So we do the scientific things like starting from the house on 3 rules basis. Like he need to take the security. He know that you are the security point, you are the feeding point, and you are the fun and playing point. If you reach this one with the birds,
Yes.
you will have no limits with the birds.
Wow. Could anyone like adapt, let's say, a bird, or is it you have to have some roles to do?
And specifically
Like, for
macaw
example,
birds,
any
right?
kind of pet. Sometimes if I want to get a pet, anyone could get it at home. So there is a certain like role to do or to take care of, or what exactly?
Yeah, there is many things you need to know about the birds, how you take care of them. And one of the main things you need to put it in your mind before taking a macaw bird, you need to know he's a loud bird, a noisy, loud bird. So if you keep him in the house, if you are in an apartment or something, you need to know if
There's our neighbors.
the neighbors will get angry. So you should make sure everything goes
He has his own space.
his own space and his own atmosphere. You make a good atmosphere for him
Yeah.
on temperature levels for the room.
Interesting.
So especially that we know children are really attached to pets, and especially when it comes into having these amazing birds. So talking about that in general, is it more of a dangerous to have a macaw with children, like, or is it a friendly a bird that actually you could live with in the home itself? Like I can see that Lucky is really playing around, but Lucky is like 8 months old, as you just said. So yeah.
It depends on the trainer himself, and it depends also on the age of the bird. When you get this bird like 5 weeks, 6 weeks age, then he will use to play with the kids, and he will be part of the family.
And that's what I think about. Like, does the children, I don't know, if, like, especially the ones that you see in the public, are really scared of touching the bird, or let's say trying to hold it, or how do you feel about it?
Some kids, they want to touch him fast.
Yes. Without thinking that the
Without
bird
Catching the
let's
bird
say.
so hard, you know?
Birds always, you don't have to like touch him fast, moving fast. If he see it like this, he will be alerted. So
No sudden
for
movement.
kids, before he comes and before he touches, we should tell him slowly like this and do like that, so he can't touch and live. But about kids loving the macaws, they love it so much.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes,
They're
you
so
can
colorful as well. I can imagine just having them at home. Like, even though they're a living thing, they're also very decorative in the house.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
And you're one of them. You're always afraid of birds.
Yes,
How did you
I
feel
am.
while holding?
Like, I have
Lucky.
this kind of phobia about it, but to be honest, like, I really love them, but I wouldn't really have them as pet at home. Like, I'd be standing and holding them and so on. But yeah, I think in the end, it's a kind of an experience, and I mean, it looks really beautiful, not to, let's say, have it and touch it and look at it just from a while now.
Yeah.
So when it comes into food, if you want to know about the food, especially that you have a team, and I'm very sure that you educate people about it, does the macaw have different kind of, let's say, system for the food, or it's like any kind of bird?
Yeah, actually, the macaw birds, they need fat, more fat. We need to give them more fat. And if the bird is free flight, then also the system of diet will be different. So, yeah, it depends. If it's only for the house, so we need to give nuts, like nuts and any high-fat food system.
So of course, I'm very sure that Lucky is tired from the camera. So dear viewers, we're going to a break to let Lucky loosen up a little bit, and then we will continue with the team to talk more about your work and your achievements. So stay tuned.
And we're back, dear viewers. Let's talk more about the workshop you usually do. How does it work, and what is the latest workshop you have done?
We have done a latest workshop about nutrition and feeding birds, and also about how to have a bird in the house, and what kind of cages, treatment, all of this. So it was a really successful workshop, and it was amazing. Also, the people who attend this workshop, they were very happy.
Yes.
Oh, that's interesting.
So what are the difficulties that you face sometimes as a free flyer hobbyist?
As a free flyer, the main difficulty is like summer heat. Because birds, they will get affected from the weather.
Okay.
So
they don't like, let's say, the summer environment or summer weather, basically.
yeah, it will be hard on them.
So is their background, but their background is tropical originally, maybe their tropical is different than our heat here, is that, or is it the humidity that makes a difference?
Tropical, usually the weather is all the year.
It's rainy in the summer, and it's more, let's say, adaptable winter. Like in winter is not that really increase of a heat. So I mean, everything compared to our summer here in Kuwait is not bearable.
Totally
not any
different.
creature could actually handle the heat itself. And they're, mashallah, really amazing creature, and they're fast learner, as we can see. If somebody wants to train a macaw bird at home, does it take for a long time for it to, let's say, start learning, or does it, let's say, learn fast and easy?
It depends on the age. Whatever, if the bird's age is small, then he will learn fast. But for old birds, it will take time, especially if this bird is not not hand feeding by a human, or so it depends on the age.
Oh,
Yes.
that's nice. And since we're talking about age, I think some pets, like as soon they get older by time, they're more calm, they're like more easy, chilling, sitting down. What about the birds? I think the more they get older, they're more noisy and moving around, right?
Also, it depends on the characters of the bird.
Yes.
There is
Each
some
bird character.
there is some bird's character from the young. They are, as you said, they move and they are hyper and all of this. But usually in macaws, when they start growing, they have their شخصية نسيت
Yes,
Ah, they have their
the
own
character, the character itself. Yes.
yeah, the character itself. So when they get mature,
It gets difficult. They want to have their own character and
To me,
personality.
I feel they're like human, you
like
know?
teenagers.
As long as they get older, they get stubborn and get really...
Yes.
Like teenagers, they want their own. They don't listen sometimes
anyone,
even to the trainer. They don't listen. So we have some ways how to treat and deal with them when they are angry or they start biting or so. It's we have like.
You have some steps in order training the
yeah.
bird. Yeah, that's interesting.
Indeed.
I never knew they had a training. I thought it's just a bird flying in the house. I'm sorry.
No, it's very interesting to learn about pets themselves, and of course learning about the macaw, one of the most beautiful birds, and of course when it comes into let's say treating them at home. Thank you very much for your time, and especially for the team, which is the Kuwait Free Flight. Anyone, if you have any kind of questions about birds and trying to, let's say, have a macaw at home, I think they will contact you to get more, let's say,
they can contact the team.
Yes.
If they go to our Instagram page, they have the contact number and everything, and we can do
Indeed. So
everything.
thank you very much for your time. It was really a pleasure having you here. Thank you. And with that, dear viewers, we're going to continue the rest of the episode.